Ike is a powerful mage and the commander of the Undine Brigade in the Demon Lord's army. To conceal his human identity from many demons, he wears a skeleton mask. Currently, he leads an army of your mothers on a fierce assault on the city of Arsam. His assistant Jiren has provided your mothers with a battering ram and orders to use it to breach the city walls. The humans are quickly overwhelmed once the breach is made, but the captain of the city guard watches from indoors and is soon confronted by Ike. From Ike's aura, the captain immediately recognizes him as the commander of the demonic brigade, and Ike soon introduces himself and offers the captain 3 choices: surrender and hand over the territories to the demons, die by his hands, or flee Arsam, just like how my father left me. The city leader is taken aback by a demon showing mercy but rejects all the options and attempts to attack. However, Ike anticipates this and counters with a spell, quickly ending the fight. Standing over the unconscious body of his defeated foe, Jiren rushes into the room to ensure his master's safety. The assistant is astonished when Ike orders him to tend to the captain's wounds, extending this mandate to all the human soldiers who have surrendered. Sapphire observes everything from a crystal ball and is impressed that Ike managed to capture Arsam with a single brigade within a week. She is pleased that her intuition about Ike's potential was correct. Meanwhile, Ike erects a powerful barrier around his new office and looks out at the massive wreckage that marked the end of the battle. Behind his sinister mask, Ike feels guilty about hurting so many of his kind, revealing that he is a soft-hearted individual who has never become accustomed to the gruesome nature of war. His teacher was the famous demon Romberg, a great mage with secret knowledge of an advanced civilization that once lived in the world. Romberg raised and never abandoned Ike despite him being human, imparting all his knowledge and magic to him. He then recalls Romberg's final warning, which was to never speak of the lost civilization, as it would bring disaster. He was also told to never remove his robe and mask because the Demon Lord will never forgive him if his identity was revealed. As the Demon Lord's warning echoed in his mind, Jiren felt secure within his powerful barrier, knowing that no one could enter without his permission. However, his sense of security was shattered when he discovered a maid hiding under the desk. The maid pleaded with him not to eliminate her, but Jiren was torn between his desire to cry and his duty to keep his identity a secret. He had kept it hidden for 20 years, and this was how it was revealed. After the battle, Jiren called his master for a post-battle update as they walked through the streets. They had successfully taken the castle, but the assistant expressed concerns about the number of humans living in the city. However, he was reassured that the new Demon Lord only cared about results and was not as brutal as the previous one. I'd explained that reducing the population would mean fewer people to pay taxes, but Arsam was a trading city that required people to maintain commerce. As they walked, they were met by one of the city elders who inquired about the taxes they would need to pay to the Demon Lord's army. They were relieved to hear that the amount would remain the same as before, but the elder warned that any resistance to the army would be punished, regardless of rank. Meanwhile, Ike was suddenly transported to a location by Sapphire where a golem attacked him. He evaded the attack and blew the golem away with a powerful spell. But Sapphire, a core commander who outranked Ike, was impressed by his strength. She revealed that she was the only demon who knew his secret. I guessed that she wanted details on the events in Arsam, but she informed him that her familiars had already told her everything. The reason for the summons was because the Demon Lord wanted to see him in person, which Sapphire believed was due to his impressive feat of taking Arsam in a week. They would be teleporting to the Demon Lord's castle, and Sapphire ordered Ike to place his hand on her mommy milkers as they teleported. As Siggy regained consciousness after collapsing from fear, she tried to leave but was blocked by an invisible barrier. Turns out, Ike had left her a note and some food, which she devoured like there was no tomorrow. Meanwhile, Ike and Sapphire arrived at the Demon King's castle, where the miasma surrounding the area began to affect Ike as he is a human. A menacing guard stood at the door, ready to inspect anyone who entered. Making Ike worry, however, Sapphire casted a spell that gave him a demonic aura, fooling the guard. Sapphire cut the conversation short as they had an important meeting, explaining that the castle was a testament to the power and influence of the Demon Lord. Ike admired Sapphire's control of the flight spell as she glided along the long hallway. He then mentions that he could also use it, but only to jump high. But soon, the fake demon was told to wait outside while his superior talked to them first. During this interval, Ike shared some background information about the current Demon Lord, Derekun. He explained that Derekun had turned the tide of the war against humanity in a single battle and was the leader of the demons and the strongest man. Ike was excited to meet the highest commander in the army and kept his head down as he entered, bowing. However, he was told to raise his head and was shocked to see that Derekun, the Demon Lord, was a female. She welcomed him to the castle and praised him for conquering the impregnable fortress city of Arsam in just 7 days. Ike, however, attributed his success to following orders and gave credit to Sapphire. Darakuten found his humility to be a very human trait, causing Ike to fear that his cover had been blown. Darakuten mentioned Ike's lineage, noting that he was the grandson of the man known as the Guardian of Hell. This background explained his humility, and the demon lord surmised that Ike was a man of deep thought. She highlighted his decision to spare the people of Arsam and their leader, praising the minimal loss of life. Ike soon wondered if he should have acted more like a demon and exterminated more people to fit in, but he didn't believe that would have been the right thing to do. He asked for permission to speak and explained that humans would not obey terror, even if they feared it. Explaining that, historically, towns where leaders were executed by demons had lower productivity than those where leaders were left alive, a philosophy that was also shared by Romberg. Suddenly, Darakuten teleported close to Ike's face, commenting on how different he was from other demons. She expressed a desire to see his real face beneath the mask at their next meeting, before shifting behind him, informing him that she expected to see more impressive results. As soon as the area was clear, Ike fell to the floor, gasping for air, having been so tense that he couldn't breathe. He removed his mask to get more airflow, surprising Sapphiro, who had never seen him this nervous. Ike then confessed that behind this scary mask was a wimp, and he worried as Darakuten knew he was wearing one. His superior then revealed that their boss had given him a reward, although Sapphiro saw it more as a punishment. The scene then shifts to Ike returning to his office, where he found an empty dish and a sleeping Sadie. He kicked the chair to wake her up, and the maid bowed down and apologized frantically, promising to do anything if he didn't kill her. Ike, puzzled by her behavior, assured her that he wasn't going to harm her. She soon calmed down and revealed her name was 13, explaining that indentured servants were referred to by number, but she also shared her birth name, Sadie. However, Ike couldn't let her go now that she knew he was human, so she promised not to tell anyone and eagerly agreed to be his maid from then on. It was later revealed that Ike was made the ruler of a nearby domain, and Jiren congratulated him. Ike recalled the moment Sapphiro told him about his new territory, which was further south than Arsenum and now the new front line of the war. Even though it was a small town, it was critical to their army. His mission was to protect the area and double the current tax revenue. Ike soon informed his men that this would be the front line of the battle against humanity, and they could be attacked at any time. They needed to repair the destroyed town, which had been damaged by Sapphiro. However, Jiren informed Ike that it would take 6 months to repair the walls, but Ike believed they could do it in 1 month. To everyone's surprise, he used both humans and demons to complete the work, organizing them into 8-hour shifts for continuous progress. He even paid them to provide further incentive. Demonstrating his leadership by destroying a giant rock the demons were struggling to move, showing them he was capable and in control. This then concludes the first episode's recap of this anime. If you enjoyed this video and want more of it, go ahead and hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you everyone for helping us in reaching 5,000 subscribers. Let's continue to grow this community and help us reach a new goal of 10,000 subscribers.